picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Jasmine Crockett is not going to win this election.
Jasmine Crockett winds up as the Democratic nominee. I will tell you that political wisdom would suggest she's not going to win a general election.
Jasmine Crockett is deeply inappropriate.
This is why we are talking about due process, because that's what it looks like. It looks like more than somebody. Listen, I can't tell you how many lies are made up.
Congresswoman, Elon and Trump are trying to threaten and intimidate. Are you intimidated?
No.
Of anti-Crockett black voters who are coming after her for her stance on Israel. Apparently, Crockett has a pro-Israel voting record.
Jasmine Crockett is pro-Israel for free.
Do not vote for Jasmine Crockett.
Comment is in response to a video I did about Jasmine Crockett and her running for the U.S. Senate, and how I said that I do not support Jasmine Crockett for a variety of reasons.
You know what really bothers me about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett running for Senate in Texas? Not the fact that she ran this really embarrassing, incredibly narcissistic ad that basically is just about herself, or the fact that Texas very much is still a red state, so it's unlikely that a Democrat is going to win for the Senate.
This is why we are talking about due process, because that's what it looks like. It looks like more than somebody. Listen, I can't tell you how many lies are made up by MAGA followers about me. I done been all kinds of things, and none of it is true just because they put it out there on social media. That is the problem that we're having right now in this country, is that it seems like nobody cares about the truth anymore. And what we're trying to do is say we have a fact-finding, and let me be clear. I am not saying that the criminal justice system or any other justice system has ever always been perfect. I am not trying to say that. But we do have a system, and that system is supposed to be based upon the Constitution. And right now, like literally due process comes from the Constitution. This should be the highest protections that one can have in the land. And right now, it seems like y'all don't care about the Constitution.
We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
Jasmine Crockett is not going to win this election. I can't wait to point and laugh. That is her sentiment about immigrants. We need them in this country because apparently her and everybody else doesn't want to do the dirty work. Does that also mean that you don't want to pay a livable wage? She definitely is violating the first rule of campaigning, which is you're supposed to talk about the voters. You're supposed to talk about the voters, Jasmine, not yourself. Listen to this other really crazy statement she made.
Where people are saying that some of them aren't going to vote for you because of this pro-Israel stance. What do you have to say about that?
Your own constituents are saying they're not going to vote for you, and you are rolling your eyes.
And if you loved me before, then what has changed? You can always look at my voting record and know what it is that I had voted for.
You missed almost 4% of the votes, like you didn't show up. The median for a House of Representatives member is like 2.1%. That's how much they normally miss. We gotta look at your voting record. Your voting record says that you don't like to go to work. Instead of actually trying to convince people to vote for her, she just goes on a rant talking about herself. Like, she is never gonna win this election. And personally, I cannot wait. Because what happens next? Where does she go next? Does she just go off into the sunset? We don't have to hear her voice ever again? I certainly hope so. Let me know your opinions in the comments.
Do not vote for Jasmine Crockett. Texas is a gerrymandered state, and a black woman is never going to win. If Beto O'Rourke couldn't win his spot for senator or governor, what makes you think a black woman who speaks her mind is going to win? Vote for James Tallarico. As much as I want Jasmine Crockett to be our next senator, it's just unrealistic, and we're going to lose.
Comment is in response to a video I did about Jasmine Crockett and
As you can see so far, people just complain about Jasmine and everything she's doing. Yes, she has showed us many characters that she may be lazy, she doesn't go to work and stuff like that. And opinions are clear. The Democrats here always feel like they know it all. That is one thing I've learned from them. They feel like they know it all. They don't want to learn from anybody, just feel like this world revolves around them. Listening to ideas from other people is going to help, not only help increase your point of view or the way of seeing things. You may join us to become Republicans, because how on earth you don't go to work, you just come from Israel and you just want us to vote for you. You need to give us reasons and more deeper on reasons than just talking and talking and talking why we should vote for you. You get? You don't just come and feel we should vote for you because you're here ranting and talking about yourself and all that. No, I don't think my Republicans or maybe even Democrats are that stupid. Like, watch this, like.
And her running for the U.S. Senate, and how I said that I do not support Jasmine Crockett for a variety of reasons. I used to support Jasmine Crockett simply because she was a black woman, and I loved that video that went viral of her going off on Marjorie Taylor. And then, I came to my senses and recognized that she does nothing for the state of Texas. Now, this comment, if you look at the last part, she says, we need somebody that's going to, I believe she said, speak up and not cover up. Are you talking about speak up like she did about the wrong Jeffrey Epstein? Like, can we talk about that? And I'm going to pause you for a second, and I want to, clarify something about myself. I personally do not care who you vote for. However, I will use my platform to speak openly about the people I support and who I don't, and policies that I support and policies that I do not support. And I'm just going to call a spade when it comes to most of the black people. Underneath my comment section on that video, I have asked y'all, why do you support Jasmine Crockett? What policies do you support of Jasmine Crockett? And most of the black people in my comment section are not telling me. So my assumption is that the only reason y'all are supporting her, like I did years ago, is because she's black. That's it. Let me start off by saying this. I do not respect any politician, Democrat or Republican, who pretends like we were not a border crisis under the Biden administration. I do not support any politician who cannot differentiate between illegal immigration and legal immigration. I cannot support any politician who tells the country that this administration is after brown people, when in actuality, this country is after illegal immigration, this country is after extremism, and this country is after fraud that's being funneled through the state of Minnesota through a group of Somalians. I cannot stand behind any politician who cannot admit that Congress has been using tax dollars fraudulently. I cannot stand behind any politician who pretends to support healthcare subsidies because it, quote unquote, lowers healthcare premiums, when in actuality we have seen that Obamacare was using our tax dollars fraudulently to support dead people and imaginary people. I do not support any politician who says that crime is actually crime, even though you have a background in criminal defense, and who says that illegality isn't actually. And behind a politician who uses herself being a black woman to be the only justifiable reason she needs to be in Congress, which is because she's black. Cannot stand behind a politician who grew up 10 times more wealthy than me, but chooses to use a vernacular to appease people of color, even though to me it inherently insinuates that she thinks we're ignorant.
You can see, I could always say Republicans are so smart or intelligent because of the way they think, the way they feel America should be, the way they think and envision this country is a whole different level. Okay, because they want the best. They are figuring out the best because if you hear from the way they talk, the way they envision things, the way they see, they don't go for you because you're beautiful, handsome. They go for you because of the products, of the rewards they want at the end as a true American. You get? This is what the Republicans go for. They don't feel like we should come to you because you're a manly build-up or stuff like that. We want brains. We want people who can take this country not only for tomorrow, but for generations to come. Okay? You get me? Like, continue watching her. Republicans are so smart. Like,
I have black people in my comments right now asking, well, why are you putting down a black sister? Number one, me holding a political figure accountable is not me putting her down. And number two, she is not my sister as long as she's acting like that. And I'm going to give Jasmine Crockett grace because maybe it's still early on in the campaigning series, but when I went to her campaigning website, the only thing she is campaigning behind is the fact that he's not Trump and that she had a viral moment with Marjorie Taylor. That's it. I am not kidding. Look at these receipts. If you are going to support Jasmine Crockett, do it because you believe in her policies. Don't do it just because she's black. Like, you should want better. You should want better.
Of anti-Crockett black voters who are coming after her for her stance on Israel. Apparently has a pro-Israel vote record. So the left is pro-Palestine people. The Democrats propped up all these years, who Crockett probably propped up as well, are now saying we can't vote for Crockett because she is pro-Israel. Exhibit A.
Jasmine Crockett is for free.
pro-Israel for free. She doesn't get paid for it. She lobbies for the state of Israel for free. Every single day on the test was how you really feel about Palestinians, because Israel is a limit test.
I think she meant litmus test, not limit test.
Any politician willing to vote or in favor of Israel needs to go. Why is it only like, oh, identity politics, we don't care about Palestine anymore? Like, what the It's not identity politics and principles. You guys don't, it's really voting the blue no matter who. But you'll learn very quick that that's not going to fucking happen.
She has a little mouth on her. We're going to have to do some censorship.
You don't have to threaten and intimidate. Are you intimidated?
No.
What's the answer?
Listen, here's the reality. I can't speak for anybody else. But I used to ask myself, if I was a part of the civil rights movement back in the day, what role would I play? Never imagined that I would be able to play this type of role, because we know that they had to fight so that seats like this could exist in the Congress in the first place. So as only the 55th black woman elected to Congress, knowing that people fought for what they could not see, I think that I owe it not only to the generations that came before me, but the generations behind. If they could risk their lives, they could be jailed, if they could be beaten, and do it all for somebody that they never knew would exist, known as Jasmine Crockett, then I can do by making sure that I raise my voice. And to be perfectly honest, I know that they all talk about how Christian they are, but I am the child of a preacher, and I am going to say that God has given me a spirit of fear. So I will not be intimidated. I will not be scared. I know that what I am doing is right. No matter how they try to me, no matter how many lies they put against me, I will stand strong, because I know how I got here, and I know that the generations coming behind me.
Thank you, Congresswoman.
Another one, baby.
Let's talk about Jasmine Crockett.
You could see stuff like this happening frequently and everywhere. You could think now we have a problem in America because you come and like rant about yourself. I love what she said about the generation she's talking about. She's thinking long term here, not all about her and stuff like that. But watch this and see something.
Crockett, shall we? Y'all have very short memories. The memories that you pull from the past seem to erase every 15 days. And there's an inability to connect past actions, particularly voting actions, to your current state of being and the future self that you want to be at. Some of the same creators who are telling you, hey, don't be a single issue voter, relax your moral because no politician is perfect. A lot of these same lines we are hearing during the 2024 election, which didn't get you shit in the first place, hello, are the same people not not even 2 months ago, who were complaining about how Chuck Schumer, the spineless, feckless individual, couldn't be trusted. And they were sitting here complaining about how and why we could have gotten to a place where the politicians would sell us down the river and all of this stuff. You saw real-time copium on the timeline of people trying to like make sense or create scenarios and conspiracy theories to show that actually the Democrats were playing the long game. They're never playing the long game.
Okay.
Newsflash. If you haven't picked up on the context clues, newsflash. And these are the same people who are coming on here talking about the Jasmine Crockett potentially being, you know, taking a Senate seat for the state of Texas, you know, voting for her, even if she supports this, even if she supports that. You're a single issue voter. The identity reductionism, the identity politics that are being blasted in our faces right now is something that, you know, I mean, it shows that 1, y'all don't remember, 2, y'all don't learn, and 3, y'all can't piece very simple information together. So vote whoever you want to vote in. If they're black, support them. If that's your political strategy, do it. I don't really give.
Jasmine Crockett is deeply inappropriate. For making me love her so much. Girl.
I love the fact she's convincing. If she can make you fall in love with her, means she's actually a politician, okay? Yes, like
Keep your foot on that man's neck.
You know what really bothers me about Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett running for Senate in Texas? It's not the fact that she ran this really embarrassing, incredibly narcissistic
okay, I get you.
ad that basically is just about herself, or the fact that Texas very much is still a red state, so it's unlikely that a Democrat is going to win for the Senate there.
A black woman, another man's derogatory comments of her, and then use it to empower her message. Flip it, positivity, and you call it narcissistic. There are red states that have Democratic leaders. Georgia just elected a few. Just because red doesn't mean Democrats can't win.
You can see about it all you want, but the fact of the matter is, Jasmine Crockett is a very standard conservative corporate Democrat.
Jasmine Crockett is literally one of the most progressive voices we have in Congress right now. She is on boards. She is involved in organizations that talk about being more aggressive. I'm pretty sure you're saying facts, right? Or are you just ranting? Of course you are. Continue.
She also went on one of those paid pro-Israel trips where they do propaganda with the IOF war criminals. It's actually a video someone compiled 15 minutes straight. Her dodging questions about the Israeli regime and refusing to say we should stop funding them. Some people will be quick to point out, well, she doesn't take money from AIPAC. This, absolutely unacceptable. The whole point of criticizing people from taking money from AIPAC is that they're being bribed to support the regime. Doing it for free doesn't make it any better.
That's why doing it for free doesn't make it any better, because if you're funding a program and you can't have any clear statistics like this is what the money is being used for, stuff like that, you may get that on paper. That is so true. We may get that on paper, but we want the physical evidence, structure, something we could lie back on that this is what they actually did with our money. You could see the case happening down there in Somalia. You could see the case happening down there in other countries we have tried to help, given the TPS programs and stuff like that. And you see Omar here, like this, talking about Jasmine here. Omar did same with the Somalians, and now we're talking about Jasmine. You can think her case is different, but her, like, when you see her political point of view and the way she goes about stuff and talk about herself, this is not what we want here for our citizens, okay? The US people or US citizens and the Republicans like us, we are so wise to know that this is what we want and what we don't want. So if you go around thinking we are just going to vote you because you're a woman, because you're that, no, far from that. We want the best, and that is why you always see Republicans always end up having the best. I know the Democrats will complain here, but one thing I'm going to advise you is like, have a long vision mindset. Talk about people, the people you want to vote for you, not only about yourself, what you have done. If people never voted for you now, why would they vote for you tomorrow? No. Talk about the things they want to hear. You get? Thirdly, think about like, okay, if I'm being given this money or fund on this, how am I going to make the people see what I've done physically? People want to now see what they have done. Don't take the case of Omar and now you now transform it to something else on papers. They have done this with pictures. We want to see live videos, stuff like this, to really convince us that this is what, if we vote for you, you're going to produce at the end. We don't want, again, people who come here, take our money, lavish it on things that are not important because it's going to harm us so badly. If you're loving this content, I want you to subscribe to this channel, share the video with your friends, give me your thoughts so that I think about this and think about what people here are airing out their minds on. Come on, subscribe to the channel. Peace out. Jola.